About 3 months ago, Samsung presented the third generation of its Galaxy line of tablets, the Tab 3 7.0. Gradually, the new family was completed by the Galaxy Tab 8.0 and 10.1. These were created as mid-range tablets in different screen sizes so that the needs of a broader group were met. The best of them all, the Galaxy Tab 10.1 costs $379, then the Tab 3.8.0 for $299, and finally the Tab 3 7.0 for $199, all on Amazon. Do you already have a favorite? What's striking right off the bat is that there is a design jump from the Tab 3 8.0 and 10.1 to the 7-inch model. The reason for this is that the smallest of the three was presented before each of the other two, in fact, belongs to the line before the S4 style. For example, if we compare the Tab 7.0 to the 8.0, you can see that the former is quite a bit wider. Other design differences include the texture of the plastic, the location of the camera lens, and the home button. On the other hand, they compare and all of them have TFT displays. The 7-inch version has the power button and the volume controls placed on the right-hand side. On the other side, you'll find the slots for the SIM and micro SD cards. The speakers and USB port are found underneath, while the headphone jack can be located on the top. When compared with the Nexus 7, you can see that the screen is in fact smaller, as the Nexus 7 has a 7-inch diagonal. Personally, I think that the Nexus 7 feels more comfortable to hold, as well as gives off the impression of being of higher quality. The Tab 3 8.0 has the volume control and the power button on the side. Being the only Wi-Fi version, you'll discover the micro SD slot on the side as well. Once again, you'll see the speaker and USB port underneath, and the headphone jack above. Something that the 8 and 10.1-inch tablets have in common is an infrared sensor placed on either the side or the top. The Tab 3 10.1 contains SIM and micro SD slots, volume controls, and a power button. The speakers are located on the sides to deliver a better sound experience. Here at the bottom, you'll see the headphone jack and USB port. In comparison with the Sony Xperia Z, other than the fact that the Sony tablet design is much better, the screen is also of better quality. Another big difference between the 7-inch model and the two other is the software. The Tab 3 7.0 runs on Android 4.1, while the 8 and the 10.1-inch models on Android 4.2. You can observe this fact in the detail of the home screen of all these devices, for example, with the weather widget. The screen resolution is also different. The 7-inch Tab 3 offers a resolution of 1024 by 600 pixels compared to the 1280 by 800 pixels boasted on the other two. The images delivered by the cameras on the two larger versions are also much sharper. The 7-inch Tab 3 does not incorporate all the software features found on the other two. The latter both offer Smart Stay and voice controls. Furthermore, the Tab 3 8.0 has read mode, which is compatible with many applications. It will adjust the screen brightness so that your eyes don't get tired out as quickly. By incorporating a more modern version of the software to the newer two, the camera interface is now different. Both the 10.1 and 8-inch tabs include all of the camera modes, while the 7-inch version doesn't. In terms of performance, all devices are equipped with a dual-core processor. The 10.1-inch tab ticks at 1.6 GHz with 1 GB of RAM, the 8.0-inch at 1.5 GHz with 1.5 GB of RAM, and finally, the 7.0-inch at 1.2 GHz and 1 GB of RAM. The results can be observed in the AndroidPIT benchmark test. These mid-range devices landed amongst devices like the S4 or the HTC One, or in the case of the 7.0 and 8.0-inch Tab 3s, the Nexus 4 and others. Personally, I don't care much for the Galaxy Tab 3 10.1. I think that Samsung's interface on a larger screen is not very eye-appealing. However, if you love TouchWiz and other large tablets, then this could be an option for you. I prefer the Xperia Z, which I find to be much more elegant on the inside and on the outside. I would not opt to get the Galaxy Tab 3 7.0. For that price, I could get a 16GB Nexus 7. In conclusion, the tab which left the best lasting impression of the three was the Tab 3 8.0. I think that is the perfect size for a tablet and found it more comfortable to use, even with one hand. I also really liked the included reading mode. What about you? Which one would you choose, if any?